Okay, so today I'm going to start a new series called Tool Tuesday. And it's Tuesday and I'm covering tools. So I just want to kind of build your toolkit for you because there's been lots of requests for, hey, I have some of my dad's tools left over and I don't even really know what they're for. Or how do I build a toolkit? So we'll just kind of walk through some basic tools for you. And this week I'm going to cover pliers, but first I got a dad joke for you. So the pliers was complaining about the screwdriver, and the drill stepped in and said, don't mind him, he's just a tool. So anyway, we're just going to walk through these and start with the most basic one, which is just a basic pliers. I'd recommend pretty much everybody have a basic pliers, especially before eventually you're going to want to get all your wrenches and that sort of thing, but to start off with, if you're ever going to try to loosen a nut and you don't have anything, this is just a good place to start because it has, you can grab pretty much any, most basic nuts or bolts with it. It has two different adjustments here. So you just open it up and it gets a little wider. You just close it in, right? And then you can get smaller nuts with that too. And you can grab the nut here in that hole right there or on the tip too, right? So that's a good tool to have around. Okay, start there. Next, we have what's called a needle nose, because sometimes you need to get into tight spaces with this. And actually, in my upcoming video on Thursday, you'll see that I had to use one of these because you got to use what you got to use. And I didn't have a wrench with me at the time, so I ended up using this. And it's just handy for tight spaces. It also usually comes with a little cutter here too, so you can cut wire with it too. So that's nice to have around. Okay. Next is the channel locks. That pliers that we showed you, it only got those two settings. This actually has multiple settings, and I had this in my video on the bathroom sink to show, in case you had metal pipes, you probably could get it off with this. There's a pipe wrench that's meant for real heavy duty stuff, but this will usually take care of most jobs, okay? And the nice thing about it is it has channels on it. So all you do is just slip them into the channels, right there, and then there's another channel. You just bring it back, get a little bigger, right? And you just work your way down until you fit the size that you need for maybe the pipe or whatever you're trying to get a hold of. I'd recommend you get a good pair of these, because if you don't, these channels get worn and then you're fighting the thing and it's frustrating. I've had it, and then this gets a little wobbly and then it won't stay on. And anyway, you get what you pay for on a lot of things. So I'd recommend you get a good pair of those. Lastly, we have what's called a Vise grips. And when we were kids, we used this all the time for like loosening the nuts on our bike. But the problem is if you're not careful and you use it too much, you can round the nut or the bolt, and then if you go to use an actual wrench, it doesn't fit on it anymore because you've rounded it off, right? So just be careful with overusing it, but it is handy to have around, especially if you can't get a nut off, right? Maybe a little WD-40, and then you use this, and it's got a little screw on the back, right? So you tighten it, and those jaws get a little tighter, or you loosen it and get a little bigger. And you can use this, and you clamp it down, and as you tighten it as you go. Okay, so then you got your bolt here, and you can go a little bit smaller than the bolt, and then you clamp it down, and it actually snaps on there, and it's held on, so you can loosen just about anything. Okay. So that's it for this week. I hope this is helpful, and we'll just continue to build your toolkit, and we'll see you next time on Tool Tuesday. Thank you.